right. We march on. Worth noting. I mean, this young core, man, the honest draft's gonna hit different. We're gonna get there. I had some pretty good performances from some of my players, but that is a tough loss. We know what the Hornets look like, but the Sixers, Mike Bibby, Jermaine O'Neal, thanks for that, chat. Rip Hamilton, Joe Smith, Brian Stith. If I had to guess, Philadelphia is about to win a title. If I had to guess. That is tragic. Really quickly, by the way, now that we've learned our lesson before every offseason, let's just go ahead and save over, I mean, honestly, the 2003 files, like the Kobe era files we started the other night. Like, it's just going to leave it there. But we do have a nice safe save file if need be. It might change who wins the NBA title, but let's see who's going to win it. The Philadelphia 76ers win the NBA title in 2005. I believe that's back-to-back. And I believe that's back-to-back finals MVPs for Joe Smith, if I am not mistaken. That is now back-to-back titles and back-to-back MVPs, I do believe, for Joe Smith and the Philadelphia 76ers. Holy hell. Fair enough. So we march on. Fingers crossed you don't sim shit you're not supposed to. Player retirement, Sleepy Floyd's gone. Sean Kemp. What could have been, Sean? We could have won titles together. We could have. Kendall Gill, Abdul Rauf is gone. Gary Payton. You cost me Jason Kidd, Gary. You did. You did this to me. What could have been? LaFonso Ellis, Jim Jackson, who was with your Magic for a very, very long time. Latrell Sprewell, what could have been? We played this long enough that Latrell Sprewell's retired. Brian Grant's gone as well. That's how far into this we are. We've seen players' entire careers. Holy hell. Jersey retirements. Lionel Simmons has his number 22 from Sacramento retired. Historic changes. Rule change. Players will not be eligible for the draft until at least 1 year removed from high school or an international player who is 19 or older. And apparently they are changing this rule back. Modern day. The Pacers have a new logo and uniform set. The Pistons have a new logo. The Celtics have new uniforms. To the league meetings. Again, just the entry draft rule has changed. So now we go to the draft lottery. Chat is in with the 4th and the 8th odds because of a trade with the Seattle Sonics. What a time for Vince Carter to tear his ACL and for Chat to be in the lottery twice over. 4th and 8th odds. I totally forgot you had that Seattle pick. This could end up being a very, very good draft for you guys. Let's see what happens. Good opportunity for Chat's team here. Very, very good. It's a one-person draft, though. But what trade offers might you get? That's the key. What trade offers might you get? So far, no movement. Also, Tim Duncan's apparently a free agent. For the Clippers, they stay as well. Wow, Kobe and the Clippers missed the playoffs, huh? I think I said that before, but still, shocking. Number 10, the Milwaukee Bucks. Their reign of terror now over. The purple-eyed deer. I still love that color scheme. I really do. Again, we'll be able to go through this draft after missing out on the Dwight draft last year. The AI Denver Nuggets. So the Nuggets have moved up. Your number 8 pick drops by a spot. You do still have one other pick. The New York Knicks have also moved up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. So it's pick number 9. You have one pick left. The Nets stay at 7. It's looking scary. Pick number 6. The Orlando Magic stay. Oh, man, you guys got boned. So it'll be 6 and 9. Fitting that you got boned. 6 and 9 will be the picks. The Denver Nuggets and the Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, are in the top 2. The New York Knicks get the 3rd pick. So for you guys, it's pick number 6. It's pick number 9. And for me, I'll be selecting 21st in this draft. Fair enough. We lost and won this draft. So to the draft we go. The 2005 NBA draft. The Denver Nuggets, first overall, will select Chris Paul. So Chris Paul with the number 1 overall selection. The Cleveland Cavaliers at 2 take Deron Williams. Oh, Darren Williams. He was a really good player, though. He's not quite Chris Paul, but he was a really good player. The New York Knicks at 3 select Danny Granger. The Miami Heat at 4 trade the pick. They trade the pick. He might have. I think still have the alerts up. Maybe. Duwinkle donated last night. Ooh. Okay, New York. New York already made 1 pick. They're going to trade Larry Hughes in a 2nd rounder in 2007 for the 4th overall pick. So the Knicks are looking to rebuild. And they select Carl Terry, a computer-generated point guard with god-awful tattoos. God-awful. The Pacers at 5 take Charlie Villanueva. Now the question is, will you guys get a trade offer for this pick? Yes, you will. So it might need to be considered. 24 trade offers. It is worth noting, in the 2005 NBA drafts, Lou Williams, Monta Ellis, David Lee, Marvin Williams, Raymond Felton, Jarrett Jack, Ersan Ilyasova. Those are likely the best names left. So you get an offer from the Sixers. Ray Holmes and Tracy Davidson. Holmes. Ooh, only a C+ potential. But he is a 75 at 21 years old. And Davidson's 22. Also, okay. So 2 C+ potential guys, but they're both young enough and with good starting overalls. If you wanted to improve your squad depth, which let's be honest, your squad depth sucks. If you wanted to improve your squad depth, you double dip for that. I mean, big country doesn't make any sense at 32 years old unless you were confident that you could win this upcoming year. Granted, you don't have a great starting center, but you'd also have to re-sign him. That's not worth it. Tyronn Lue, Wesley Swift, I mean, they pretty much are what they are. You might as well go with the younger guys. You have more contract control. Chicago offering their unprotected first rounders in both 2006 and 2007. I believe they made the playoffs this year, but we don't know what their roster looks like right now. So we will shortlist that as a deal to look at. Austin Williams and Rod Reed. Reed, C potential. So, Kevin Houston, George Outlaw, O'Donnell Foyle and the Clippers first round pick in 2007, but it's top 3 protected. You got to remember, they were bad this year, but they have Kobe. That's not worth it at all. That's not worth it, especially if it's top 3 protected. Then it doesn't matter if it finishes in the top 3. You don't get the pick. Huang Shishi. Honestly, I mean, that's not the worst. He gets paid a buttload of money. But that's a big man to play alongside Dirk Nowitzki. That's a big man. That might want to be considered. The 2 first is probably more intriguing. 2 old men for 2 first-round picks. No thanks. Derek Wagner, and again another 07 pick, but it's top 3 protected. Not really worth it in that instance. Wagner is a 7-foot big man with B+ potential, but I don't know. Is it worth it if it's top 3 protected for that 07 draft? I mean, if you think about the 07 draft, I mean, yes, you are talking about Durant at the top, but then Michael Conley, Thaddeus Young, Jeff Green, Al Horford, Marc Gasol. You know? Michael Finley and Harry Winston for both of your, well, I guess your second-round pick there, too. That's not really worth it either. Sacramento offering the same thing. Of course, we know Sacramento also a playoff team this year. But, no, wait, Sacramento, when I played them, they were a team that had a decent little young core. They were outright for Rafer Alston, as the Knicks continue to try to tear down their roster. Outright for Bonzi Wells. Shays and another top 3 protected 07 first rounder. 06 first rounder and Steven Chavez. OJ Richardson, Nazir Muhammad. Tim James and a lottery protected first in 07, so that's definitely brutal. I'm so mad about the Kobe era not working because, again, I got Cleveland and I got to adore and praise Ricky Davis at every turn, and the game ruined it. For Ricky Davis, Kyle Beasley, Irvin Garnett, and Lawrence Richardson. Now, this depends on how good you think your team is, because that's a lot. But if you think a core of Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki, and Marcus Camby, along with probably Mo Williams and Shane Battier, if you think that starting 5 can win you a championship, you take that trade. And honestly, it might be worth the risk. Like, yeah, Camby's 31, but he is still under contract. Camby and Dirk in the paint with Vince. It's a debatable one. It's a debatable one. Even if he regresses, he won't drop that far. Jesse Flores and Antoine Walker. Flores has a B potential at 24 years old. Your pick would be lottery protected as well in 2007, but that is a bit to give up for 2 like okay players. Shane Macy in a second. A- power forward, but the problem is you signed Dirk. So why trade for this kid? He's not going to play. He'll be behind Dirk the whole way. Unless you're planning on trading Dirk, that's the only way you take Shane Macy, who is probably better than whoever you could draft with this pick. And then there's Speedy Claxton, who's honestly not bad. Who's honestly not that bad. So the best deals of the bunch, the Chicago Bulls and their next 2 first-round picks. Sacramento, of course, had a similar deal. Both of them were playoff teams this year. There's the Atlanta Hawks deal that involved Wang Zhixi and a second-round pick, which is kind of like the lesser version of the Camby trade. There was the Sonics with Camby, but the problem is you got to give up an 08 first-rounder. So we will see what you guys think here in terms of this. Either no trade, a Chicago or Sacramento deal, the Atlanta deal for Wang Zhixi, or the Seattle deal for Marcus Camby. You also had that initial deal of Holmes and Davidson, who are both C+ potential, but they're both young and not bad, and that would improve your depth. Let's see what you guys think. Let's see what you think. I mean, this is a trade that could really alter the direction that you take. Do you trade 1 first-rounder for 2 first-rounders, Or do you make a trade to bring in Marcus Camby from Seattle? You do give up an 08 first rounder. But again, he would be paired with Dirk Nowitzki, Vince Carter, probably Shane Battier, and Mo Williams. I mean, that 08 draft does feature Russell Westbrook, Kevin Love, Brook Lopez, but you don't know necessarily where you'll be in 2008 by the time that draft comes around. It is a dead heat right now between a Chicago, Sacramento, or the Camby deal with Seattle. It is a dead heat. Marcus Camby could be that perfect big man to pair alongside Dirk Nowitzki, and Cam has a point. I just made the Western Conference Final. You guys missed the playoffs. Granted, if one of us wins this challenge, I don't know what we'll do next because of the Kobe era's issues. Maybe we do go modern. I'm not sure. We'll see. Right now, Camby's pulling ahead. Marcus Camby pulling ahead. 6th overall pick. Again, you still have the 9th in this draft. And the 08 first rounder. Crash, I just experimented with what online franchise looks like in this game. It looks annoying. So, again, you have Dirk signed. You have Vince signed. You do have the cap space after getting rid of Penny Hardaway. And the deal is done. The deal is going to be made. 6th overall pick in this draft in a 2008 first rounder unprotected for Marcus Camby. Done deal for Chat's team. With that pick, the Sonics select the generated point guard, Evan Buford. The Nets take Channing Frye. And the Rockets select John Hood, another generated player. So, let's see what happens. Will you get another trade offer? No, you won't. So you will be making a pick. Best players left in this draft. We will start at point guard. For the record, I will show you your team at this stage. Your starting point guard is Mo Williams. You will have to sign him on the option. At guard, Vince Carter's coming off of an ACL injury. You do still have Jamal Crawford behind him. Forward, it's Battier, whose deal is up. So is Gerald Wallace's. So that'll be interesting money-wise. We'll see what happens with the likes of Battier. Got Dirk at power forward. Got Camby at center. So, I mean, point guard is probably your best bet here. And again, you have 2 point guards in this draft that stand out above the rest. And those 2, of course, are Raymond Felton and Jarrett Jack, also Nate Robinson, the legend himself. In terms of total points from this draft, Raymond Felton did put up the most points out of this draft over the likes of Jarrett Jack. Let's see. Felton also had way more assists than Jack. I mean, your best player. I love me some Nate Robinson. The best guard in this draft, in terms of how they actually did IRL, is Raymond Felton. Shooting guard wise, you do have Gerald Green. It's not necessarily what you need, but he is there. Monta Ellis is there, who did finish 3rd in scoring from this draft, but you cannot guarantee it will put him at point guard. He might serve as a 6th man, which means you'd still be relying on Mo at point guard. Then at forward, not that you need anybody, and good thing is there's nobody there. Power forward, best one of the bunch is Ersan Ilyasova. I mean, you have Marcus Aldridge, who is not who you're thinking of, perhaps. And then at center, Andrew Bogut's there, but you don't need a center now. So you could have argued that you could have drafted Andrew Bogut and then still taken a point guard here, but instead you have Marcus Camby. So, Ronnie Turiaf's also there, and Marcin Gortat. So I'm seeing a lot of Raymond Felton mentioned. Shout out to G's for the raid, by the way. What's going on, buddy? Well, let's see who you guys are taking here. Will it be Felton? Will it be Jarrett Jack? Will it be Nate Robinson? Will it be Monta Ellis? And that's pretty much your best bet. You could also say Gerald Green. You could also go for a big man, but Ellis was better than Green. And then you could honestly make the argument to take Bogut as a depth option to be behind Marcus Camby and Dirk as a big man. So let's see who it's going to be. Point guard is your biggest position of need at this stage. Jeez, how'd the stream go?
Excuse me.
Fucking Rich sneeze every time. Every time. How goes the never-ending story? Not that bad. I mean, again, I kind of mentioned that. I mentioned in that tweet there what's wrong with the Kobe era, which is why we're back on this. I think we've recovered pretty well.
Good for you.
I think we've recovered pretty well. I'm gonna go with dark because that could be pronounced a couple of different ways. But thank you. We don't have the option to play people out of position. Nope, it's up to the coach to do it itself. Soy sauce with the follow as well. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right, Dark Lycan. I mean, that's what I was thinking, but the A is before the C and I before E. Raymond Felton is going to be the pick here. So, chat, the 6th and the 9th pick, it turns into the 6th, the 9th, and a 2008 first for Raymond Felton and Marcus Camby. Not a bad bit of business. Not a bad bit of business. So with that, let's go ahead and sim. It should be my pick way down the road in 21st. Who's still on the board? Jarrett Jack and Nate Robinson are still there. Monta Ellis is still there. Unless they really shafted Monta Ellis on his rating. Also got Ersan Ilyasova. Gortat's still available. Do I have a specific need? I was kind of hoping to get a trade offer for this pick. For me, I mean, I got Livingston at point guard. Ray Allen's got one more year left. Got Westbrook and Barbosa. Butler has a team option. So I'll probably be able to keep Butler. Mike Miller's going to be gone. Randolph. Zach Randolph's apparently going to be leaving. Well, that's nice to know. I didn't really have an option on that. He'll be an RFA. But Zach Randolph might be leaving. Was he one of the players that went away and that I had to bring back? No? Okay. Maybe I go for Ilyasova then. Apparently Geiger isn't interested. What's up with these deals being gone? All right. I might have a bit of a crisis. I might have a bit of a crisis in terms of my big men staying on the roster. I was hoping Bogut would fall. That did not happen. I mean, Ronnie Turiaf's out there. Gortat. Ersan Ilyasova at 18 years old. Keem Warwick as well. I'm trying to fight off this knee. Excuse me. Excuse me. Best player available to me is Ellis. Easily. But given my contract situation... Muted, thank you. Given my contract situation, I don't think I can afford to take best available. I don't trust Ronnie Turiaf actually being that good. But, I feel like they probably, if Ellis is still on the board, they had to have screwed him potential-wise. Turiaf can play power forward. Gortat is not. It's either Hakeem Warwick or Ronnie Turiaf for me. Turiaf's a year younger. Same overall. I'm going to go for Ronny Turiaf out of pure desperation to cover my ass in case some of my players leave. So Ronny Turiaf is the pick. And we'll see if that was the right call. Magic are back on the clock. 27 trade offers. The 8th pick of the round. There might still be somebody available there. So picks later on. Like if you could get like Jarrett Jack here or Ilyasova, it's worth it. So second round picks really shouldn't be all that interesting. And that's all it's going to be. Is second round picks. Yeah, I think you guys, and hey, if I'm wrong, we'll jump back in, but I think you guys are better off taking a Nate Robinson. I think you're better off taking a Nate Robinson or a Gortat. I mean, you already took one point guard in this draft. You know? You didn't take Bogut earlier, so Gortat's probably your best bet. Robinson, there's no... I mean, hey, I love Nate Robinson as much as the next guy. Best pick for you guys is Gortat at this stage. It is... It's Marcus Aldridge, not LaMarcus Aldridge, though. That's the difference. All right. So, yeah, Gortat will be the pick. He's easily the best option for you guys right now. And do I have a second-round pick this year? I do. I don't get a trade offer. And unfortunately, Nate Robinson's no longer on the board. God damn it. I knew it wouldn't work out perfectly for me. Why would it? Ugh. I mean, Alvin Toscano's there. It almost doesn't even matter. It's just a bunch of nobodies who I probably won't even sign. Who's fallen down the draft board? Let's just go for Toscano. I guess I'll probably end up cutting him. That's a shame that that happened. But that is the 2005 draft. Chris Paul, Deron Williams, the first two off the board. Let's see what happens in terms of the rookie signings. So Ronny Turiaf, 74 rated. What will the potential be? Ronny Turiaf, C+. That's okay. Alvin Toscano is a 70 with a C potential. I will still sign him because why not? For you guys, Raymond Felton, B-, not bad. He's still your best option at point guard. And then Gortat's worth signing as well. He's rocking a C. 19 years old, though, so he's got better to... He's got time to get better. So both. Makes sense to sign both. The big question is what comes next in terms of options, which, hey, will actually be there because it's not the Kobe era. So that's fun. I guess, like, ugh. That damn Kobe era, I tell you.